get a lot of great questions from a lot of great people that are U.S. Law Shield members, and boy, we like talking to them. So please don't hesitate to give us a call. We'd like to answer all of your questions. And even when we're out, like at the grocery store, it really lightens up my day when I get to meet you good folks. So please don't hesitate to say hello. I'm a friendly guy, and we're all friendly here at the McShane firm and U.S. Law Shield. We want to help you out. And one of the things we want to help you out is stay on the right side of the law. And it comes to us from a point of view of overnight accommodations. So we're talking about hotels, motels, Airbnb, VRBO, all those other types of places, and even campgrounds. And so we want to go over the top 5 do's and don'ts when it comes to those types of places. There's no legal distinction between those types of places. They're all privately owned. And when they're all privately owned, the same general rules apply. So let's talk about them. Number 1, do bring your firearm. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you are permitted to own, use, possess a firearm, provided you're not a prohibited person, on private property, even if they have no gun display signs. Those don't have the force of law. It doesn't turn your license to carry into, doesn't invalidate it or make it illegal if you possess a firearm. The only thing it does is that if you are caught, for lack of a better way of doing it, the private property owner has the right to expel you from the property, and if you remain against their will, then you can be cited with defiant trespass once the police come. So that's the remedy that they have. That's the first one. So do bring your firearm. Always be armed. And you don't know how many times we get those sad stories that, like the one time I left my firearm at home and they needed it. That's a very bad day, and it's a very bad phone call we get, and we hope that you don't have that phone call in with us. Number 2, these are kind of like common sense, not necessarily the law, but common sense comes into play a lot of these do's and don'ts. And one of them is, it's probably not generally a good idea to advertise that you have a firearm, draw unnecessary attention to yourself, especially in this post-Las Vegas type of world. In hotels, they're very keyed in on that type of thing. So, be discreet, and that will go a long way. And that goes, like I travel quite a bit, as you can imagine, being an attorney, even out of state. And so it's very smart to just be discreet. Number 3, it's a good idea to check the hotel or the campground or the private property owner's policies to see whether or not they're gun friendly. And, you vote with your feet. If they're not, don't stay there. If they are, if they are gun friendly, that's great. So, again, take a look at the policies, and that will help you out quite a bit. Number 4, it's an excellent idea, although not required under the law, that you secure your firearm and ammunition when you're staying over in a hotel or any place such as that. And here's why. There are great people that work at hotels, and there are great maid services and housekeeping staff, but they have access to your room. And we want to make sure that your good intentions aren't misinterpreted and turn into an incident that involves us or involves the police. So it's generally a good idea, again, to have discretion. Leaving a firearm out and available is just a formula for disaster as a general rule. But again, it's not against the law, but just common sense. You don't want to have your firearm stolen. Number 5, do come prepared. It's always a great idea to have your license to carry a firearm. And I think it's a smart idea to not only have your physical license to carry a firearm, but also have a separate and distinct copy along with you. I keep one in my truck. That's a copy of it, just in case the plastic one gets stolen. So I have it, and that's a great idea. The last one is kind of like a bonus one. It's the 6th one, has to do with casinos. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we have quite a number of casinos, and some of them have hotels. If you get your Google on, right, you go and you want to take a look at policies, you may see that at one point in time, the Gaming Commission had a regulation in Pennsylvania that said no firearms on the premises. And our Attorney General, thankfully, said that that's preempted and not enforceable. However, as private property owners, a lot of the casinos say no firearms. So again, that falls back into that first one that we talked about earlier on, the one do, which is, they're private property owners and they can exclude you if they find out about it. Discretion is a better part of valor. Please be armed, please be responsible, and hopefully these 5 things will help you in order to do that.